Okay, Leo, you are up. This is Tarot Illumination with your July 2017 general report for you, Leo. Welcome. Welcome to Tarot Illumination. Let's just do the drill. You know the drill. There's no reversals. I don't do flyers, jumpers, oracles. Uh, Read for your sun, your moon, and your rising. Squish it all together. Figure it out. You're going to be fine. Um, Thank you for coming to Tarot Illumination, by the way. Um, July for you is that kind of time of the year. It's the 12th house type energy. It's where it's like it's all over, like you've lived through a whole year, and it's just time to just unplug for a moment so you can let everything kind of, let everything chill and relax and like let your celestial hard drives cool down and your processors cool down and just unwind and kind of disappear off the surface for a while. Do a lot of self-healing, self-examination, self-attunement, probably in privacy or as much privacy as you can get in order to prepare for the Leo energy coming up. Woo! That's going to start at the end of the month. Okay, so early on, we've got the strong Cancerian energy, and it's a big T square. It's still there, so it's touching you on, especially right now in the 12th house about endings, how things are all over, your spirituality. How have you been in very deep, subtle ways undermining yourself, undermining your own integrity, your truth, your awesomeness? We do that ourselves very, very subtly, okay? And you would feel it in the workplace because later on we got a full moon in Capricorn, and that's going to show what is not working, what's not working for you in terms of like how are you taking care of yourself, things like that, okay? And it's good to have that. You got to reveal what's messed up so you can heal it, all right? Um, like Venus is going to Gemini, your 11th house. That's great for groups and friends. Mercury goes into Leo pretty early on. So that's getting you warmed up and primed for understandings, the speaking and the listening and the communications that you're going to start feeling rumbling inside you towards the end of the month, becoming much more clear. At the end of the month, we got the big pile in Leo. We got Mars, Sun, Moon, and Mercury all piled up there for you. Okay? It's your moment to shine. You're already so shiny. So it's just going to be the spotlights are on, and it's your time to jump into center stage. And now we're at it, and I'm thinking about it. The eclipses are coming up, the Aquarius Leo thing, the Leo Aquarius thing. So this is a really important part of the year for you, Leo. And that Leo North Node thing, oh my God, you're going to be setting the example. Uh-oh. Everybody keep an eye on Leo, okay? So for now, for July, it's mostly about like, if we had to pull one card, it would be like the Four of Swords. Just chill out. Let all the pain and suffering come to the surface. Release it, forgive it, surrender, and move on, okay? So I'm shuffling. I've already pre-shuffled, and I've gibbered long enough. This is tarot, not astrology, but I have to like do some of the homework behind the scenes to feel safe giving you your reading. And now we are done. Let's cut. Let's cut. Let's cut. All right. So what do we have going on? Here's the general vibe. Here's where you're coming from, bringing it into the month. Here's the ever-present now as you move through July. Here's how you conduct yourself moving forward. Here's where the momentum is going. You're already starting to face into the unknown, okay? Especially 12th house energy of, um, the resting, the healing, the disconnecting. So in doing so, what's the best and healthiest way to conduct yourself as you move forward? And in so doing, let's just say you're not that great at manifesting, you just like accept what comes in life, then that would be this kind of energy here. If you're an expert at manifesting, then you could have actually attracted this energy to you through the laws of attraction. We don't know that. This is just a general reading. Let's have a look. As you progress through the month, you become pretty early on, you actually become aware that in some way or other you do participate in the creation of your own reality, and in which case we hope we get that what we want, and we're scared of not getting what we want. Okay, and either way we end up with an outcome, wherever that is, however that works out. And in the prevailing weather, what I think is like what is around the reading. It's not the vibe. This is the vibe. This is you and your energy, your vibe for the reading. But this is like prevailing exterior conditions. And you just have to make the most of it, just like all of us do with whatever the weather is. We do what we can, we adapt. And you have the little Seven of Cups. So, from my perspective, this is actually very beneficial. It's what it feels to me. It's like the prevailing conditions are basically saying, Dear Leo, it's okay. Everything's going to be fine. Whatever kind of um, like dreamy, delusional things have piled up in your mind, in your world over the last year that haven't been understood, that still seem to be up in the clouds, that don't make any sense, it's okay. It's supposed to be that way. You're not supposed to know your whole life like it's a movie and you know the ending. What's the point of living otherwise? There's a lot of mystery that goes on in the process of living our lives as everything unfolds. And the prevailing conditions are actually very supportive of you for checking out, for tapping into your dreams, your fantasies, your wishes, allowing your spirit to float up into the great beyond and just intuit whatever it is you feel. It's almost like just literally hiding yourself, tucking away somewhere, closing your eyes, and watching the movie that unfolds in front of you in your mind's eye, through your pineal gland, through your imagination, through all the energies that have been like percolating inside you that need attention, that have been ignored and suppressed and buried for so long. It's time to deal with that stuff. You might learn a lot through your dreams, for example. So let's see. What's your vibe? Love. Oh my gosh. Okay, Leo. So this is not a love reading, people. Okay? We're reading this from the heart. I like to think of this as a heart-based reading for all the readings, and I try to make it look like it's a little heart shape. Okay? As you go through the journey of the month, starting from here and moving all the way through the month over to here. And you're doing it, under these conditions of, let's say, wishful thinking, illusions, delusions, hallucinations, imaginations, but also divine inspiration, tapping into those amazing celestial um, experiences that are the source of your creativity. Because Leo, by definition, you are one of the most creative signs, especially in terms of self-expression, art, music, writing, dancing, performing, acting, uh, literally being on the stage of life. And that requires a deliberate willingness to tap in to that like mystical, magical world beyond the veil. And this is the perfect time to do that with all this Cancerian July energy in your 12th house, which is what that's all about. So the vibe, although for yourself personally on three-dimensional level, it seems to be all about love. Now, there's no heavy emphasis on the fifth house here, but it might be to do with, let's not say love and romance. This might be the energy more to do with the pure essence of love. It might be like having gone through whatever you had to experience for the last year. Uh, it's time to like detach from all these aspects of life, everything and anything that is not to do with the energy of love, and instead tune into the energy of love, even though it might be very dizzy experience, a very disorienting experience, because that can be what happens if you ignore that part of your life for extended periods of time. Whereas in fact, it is the essence of our life. Love is the essence of our life. And it's very, very important that you love you first, above all and beyond anything else, which isn't always that hard for Leos to do. Leos generally tend to be very loving, kind, and generous people. They like to love and radiate love, and they don't mind being loved and appreciated in return. So my feeling here with this little card of the Two of Cups of pure love, for me, it's as your reader right now, the Tarot Lumination perspective is that this is coming to terms with yourself, literally falling in love with yourself, allowing yourself to fall in love with yourself and love yourself at the deepest, deepest core in the most pure levels possible, so that you can, when you start recycling yourself and starting your life all over again at the end of the month, coming into that big pile of Leo energy, you will be fully armed and loaded and ready to go. Okay? Now, as you know, maybe you've watched some of the other shows or videos or something. I like to keep things really, really simple. So, this is almost like a prime example of coming into the month with a determination and will to be loving, to be loved. In other words, be loving, Leo, and be loved. Love yourself and love returns, okay? The most loving thing you can do on this planet is to love yourself to the point where you don't sublimate yourself to the other to undermine your own, in a way that would undermine your own self-love. In other words, if you have to, it's healthier to deliver and present a tough love rather than empathize to the point where you're actually enabling someone else, even though you might love them and care for them deeply. If the most loving thing that you could do at any moment in time for that person is to, let's say, act responsibly. In other words, if someone needs to withdraw or something, or you need to withdraw the love that you would normally be so generously affording, then that might be the appropriate, most healthy thing to do for the other parties. But that cannot happen unless you are very, very deeply loving of yourself in the first place. That allows you to attract the equivalent love. In other words, if you want the real thing, you want the real thing. I'm not talking about the Lover's card or the Four of Wands or some of the other cards that can indicate love and romance. This is pure, pure, pure essence of love at the celestial level. That's what we're talking about here. And that's what you're coming into this month. The vibe is to lock this down, make it happen for real, not just as a concept, okay? And that's almost like a mission. I feel it's like the mission of Leo right now is to get this energy active and flowing and moving into your life. So where have you been coming from? You see, after a whole year, you're probably just burnt out and worn out from being an awesome Leo, perhaps carrying it all for everybody else. Because a lot of people don't want to step up into the spotlight and really, really shine. They'd rather someone else stands up there and does all that stuff, and then they can like bask in your light, so to speak. But that's hard work. Like, just pretend you're an actor for a minute. It's incredibly hard work to be a really legitimate, effective actor to the point where people truly believe the role that you're playing for the entertainment and enlightenment of others. It's extremely hard work. Some of the top high-end actors in this world, it's an extremely grueling and demanding job. And a lot of audience don't really understand that. But you, dear Leo, understand because you do it and you live it. It's just that you need a time for yourself where you get a chance to put it all down for a while, take a break, go backstage, not just to the green room, but go to your own trailer, okay? And chill out and lock the door, bolt the door. In fact, leave the movie set of your life altogether for a while. Just check out, and do it gracefully. Tell everybody that I need to check out for a while. I need to take care of myself, love myself first and foremost. Otherwise, I'm going to be useless for the follow up, the next movie. So it's okay to come. It's very, very appropriate and makes total sense to come into the month this way, uh, because it's very likely that you have been carrying too much and it's over. You don't need to do that anymore. It's very appropriate to set that down and put that aside. That is the most loving thing you can do, is check out. Okay? So, you can't keep going like this. Okay? Coming into the month, dear Leo, you cannot keep going like this. Okay? You have to set this down. And take care of yourself. Love you first, all right? So, what about the ever present now? Okay, treat yourself, okay? Um, it's almost like, okay, I don't, this is not a love reading, okay? But a lot of tarot readers would very immediately see a link between the true love card and the Four of Wands as some kind of loving relationship type of dynamic. So let's just allow for it. Maybe there is the energy of a loving relationship coming to you through July, but let's just keep it impersonal. Let's just talk about the broad energy. Let's just say you've made a determination that you are going to experience true love, pure love. And that has to start from within, okay? You're going to allow yourself to check out, okay? You're going to allow yourself to tune into dreamland, to cuckoo land, as though you've been totally drugged up in a rehab clinic with all of like the whatever it is they do to like help you disconnect and chill out and heal, and everything goes soft and mushy. And then you come out pure, okay? And so walking into the month, you come in burdened and you're going to set it down, and it's deliberate. We're going to figure it out. And in so doing, you get the chance to celebrate and to like completely reintegrate with yourself. It's almost like this is the purpose of this month, so that you can. This is very, very like almost like Leo type energy anyway. The like the determination to like feel and love the own inside yourself and own it like it's the real thing, and not acting. You don't have to fake it. It's absolutely real. And getting that tune back in again. Can you see the difference between the Ten of Wands and the Four of Wands? The Four of Wands is almost about rejoicing. So it's almost like, let's just say this is a wish type of energy, like the desire to be completely reintegrated, reformatted, rebooted, and healed to the point where you can feel it and come out of the end at the end of the July like, whew, awesome. Now I can get back to my normal self, uh, where I am literally the guy who likes to, it's almost like party all the time, but not in the indulgent way, but to make life happy. Leos, you guys love to be happy. It's almost like you want everything to be happy every day, all the time, as though like you're the president or something, and there's always an amazing buffet lunch kind of thing, or a 5-star lunch always set out all day, every day, 7 days of the week, because you want to share it all. You want to celebrate all that in the loving way that you naturally like to do. And so this feels to me like it's your wish to get into that vibe, into that place, even if it means you have to go through this like almost unnatural sense of totally disconnecting from the spotlight, checking out, not only just getting into your trailer, but just removing yourself from the set, going on a retreat for a while, and nobody knows you're there except your agent, okay? And nobody can get through your agent, okay? So if they want to get to you, they have to go through your agent, okay? Anyway, I'm just kidding around. So, Leo, awesome. It's a very, very wholesome desire to be this way and want to be this way, to celebrate that. And it's just like the more you celebrate that love, the more love you attract. The more loving you are, the more you get to celebrate and share that love with others. Okay. So moving forward through the month, it's like the actual momentum is building up. Look at all these wands. You are absolutely and utterly determined to make this happen. Now, as you go through the self-healing process through July, which is a big part of the energy for the month for you, it might feel that you're starting to, as the things come up to the surface that need to be healed, you might feel that you're battling. It's like a really serious battle. And it might be that you are even carrying even heavier loads than you ever imagined. And it's coming up and it's being exposed, and it's about time. But maybe there's a lot more homework and self-healing than you had imagined in the first place. So you might get the feeling like, damn it, I am determined to handle this and heal this. I'm kind of turning it into a Hollywood movie story where you are very, very good at being who you are, but you've just been going nonstop for a year. It's time to check out. And during that whole period of coming back to the 12th house energy again after a whole year, you realize you might have been up and down and partying too much and having a great time and being the most awesome Leo, but it was just unrelenting, and it's time to heal and check out. But it's actually when it's like, it can actually be like when you go into one of those clinics to clean up, let's say the magical spiritual clinic of your life where you have to clean up stuff. It could be more demanding than you expected, but all this little card is suggesting is that because you're already determined that you're going to be this way, full of love, you're going to tune into that and get back to the reset button of loving yourself first. Yeah, it might be a battle because uh, you might have given away so much of yourself for the joy of others that you've neglected to take care of yourself and love yourself first. But it's okay. You're very passionately driven, and so it would make sense to like fight the good fight anyway, to be absolutely utterly determined that you will prevail. And it's okay. The conditions are there and supportive, uh, because you're going to have, like, let's just say friends and family who are going to be very much there for you, and they're going to understand. The people who really know you really, really well are going to understand that you have to go through this process of the checking out and the self-healing and learning to love yourself again first and foremost above anything else. Okay, it could be a struggle because you've been carrying so much and doing so much, with full of love and heart and best of intentions, but you're depleted and it's time to restore, and you are determined to prevail. You are in the high spot, you are holding the high ground over yourself. Okay, now with this determination, how are you going to move through this effectively? Because you're going to be changing, things are going to change a lot by the end of the month. And you need to get through this stuff really effectively so that when you start again, you're going to be in the right place at the right time. I'm not trying to predict the future. We don't know what this card is yet, but we're going to find out soon. So to get through, okay, it's allow yourself to like, I'm kind of glad we got this. Allow yourself to like, let's just say, let's allow yourself to have a breakdown, okay? And enjoy it. Have the most monumental, epic, spectacular movie quality breakdown possible and turn it into like a documentary, okay? And you can celebrate and share it later, and you're going to fight the good fight and you're going to get through it. But as you start to move through it, it might be an idea to like tap away, move away from the drama side. And then as the layers unfold, you can start tuning into uh, ground zero again, where you can like in very, very simple, gentle ways, uh, like very, very like modest, humble ways, start to incrementally fall in love with yourself again. Okay, to get ready to start the whole other year again, a new Leo year again coming up soon. But it needs to be done in a very, very gentle way. It needs to be done as though you're like being reborn. Okay, you're starting a whole new Leo cycle soon. And you don't want to burn out. You don't want to end up at the end of the next year with another one of these. Maybe you could come in with a few less burdens on your shoulder. And through this maturation process, this very passionate drive to, let's just say, evolve and reach like ultimate mastery of self-love so that you can demonstrate what that's really like to the rest of the world, because a lot of us really need to know. Sometimes the only way we can know is by following others or observing others who live by example already. And so you might have to do your own self-healing and self-training starting from scratch again to do a major upgrade so you can do that, but in little baby steps. Okay, like it's like going back through like elementary training. Maybe you might get that from someone else. Maybe you might attract a certain very loving person into your life who's very supportive and totally understands this phase of life that you're having to endure and is there for you, almost like a okay, it's going to sound kind of corny, but I'm trying to give an example. Let's say you're in a rehab clinic and there's someone who shows up for you, very loving and caring, for an hour a day. They check in with you. They want you to know that you are deeply loved from the outside, from your world, from the audience, from your people, from your tribe. But it needs to be done in very gentle ways because you might be having an utter breakdown as you go through this, and then you need to be reaffirmed that everything's going to be okay, just in baby steps. And you are being loved and supported. And then that generates the love and support for yourself. It gets the love vibe going again, where all the, let's say, all the inspirational desires and dreams to have this very clearly defined energy of self-love is no longer just a fantasy or a wish. It's actually for real, and you just do it in baby steps, but you're starting afresh with a new year. So it's like it's very important to like completely recalibrate from scratch, especially with perhaps sharing the process with another loved one who's there very, very closely for you through this aspect, this part of your life. And if there's no one in particular there for you, then you can do this with yourself, with the people who are in your world in a more impersonal way, but who are still expressing and caring and showing love for you through reflection so that you can reconnect with the love energy. Okay. So where are you headed? What's it coming to? More cups. Okay. So it might lead you to a point where you realize how you had been neglecting yourself. Okay, that's very simple. It's okay. Um, and then simply by like integrating the process of coming back into love with yourself, you start to tune back into what really, really counts, which is pure love, this like mini Ace of Cups here, which is there for you. It just might have been neglected. Okay, that's all. But you're going to tune in again. Don't worry. We're still going through like a very kind of wobbly healing process here. A lot of it to do with this is all this like process of, let's say, decompression occurs from the last year of being a Leo. So what are your hopes? What are you scared of? Hopes that like the raw truth is exposed, no matter how painful it might be. Okay. Other readers are going to have a completely different storytelling from this card. They could read it so many different ways, but from the Tarot Illumination perspective, the hope is that you can really get back to the truth, the absolute truth, unambiguous truth about like what love really is, okay? Not as the feeling in your body or anything, um, but as a pure knowing. So you know it consciously in your body and soul in such a way that it could be articulated effectively when you start the new year again for you, which starts at the end of this month. And also, it could be you're scared of, it could almost be like you're scared of losing your mind or um, losing perspectives as you go through this. In other words, let's say that you really, really are wasted and wiped out, and you're scared that you might not survive this journey of uh, like coming back into celebration of yourself and prevailing and recalibrating with love, uh, getting over the woe is me of having neglected yourself, from having to be like a star and a shining light for others. Tune back into the Ace of Cups, which will trigger the energy of love again. And so come into the truth. Like you have to divorce yourself, separate yourself. Some people call this the divorce card. Divorce yourself from anything and anyone that does not feel like this to you. In other words, since the whole purpose of this month is to get to this love, super high vibration, high frequency love vibration, the hope would be that anything that is less than that needs to be cut away, eliminated, not permitted, not allowed. Okay, nothing, really harmful or resentful meant to others, but you're at a point, Leo, where you're setting the standards and setting the bar very high, and it would be appropriate to let's do some pruning. Whatever is not healthy and not appropriate, that your consciousness, your newly healed up, clearing consciousness is telling you it needs to move away. Like, sorry, I can't work with you anymore. I can't be with you. I can't be with you. I can't be with you. The truth is, but you're okay. You're okay. You're okay. So we're good. But it's really doing it in a very, very almost like ruthless manner with no harm intended. It's just that you have to love yourself first, even before having to pander to someone else's. In other words, it's really wonderful to be loved. Leo loves that. But you don't want to just like pander to people in order to get that adoration that you love and deserve. No, it needs to be fully authentic. Anything that's not real, anyone who's not real, you need to go. Anyone who's real, who's absolutely truthful, radiating at my vibration, you're very welcome. Let's hang out, okay? So where does that lead you? Okay, cool. Oh, hallelujah. So you get to start all over again. It's almost like, like when you go through a whole chapter and you've reached the maximum point of like ascension in your world for that whole year, and then everything falls apart, you get to recalibrate again. And then you discover in the process of self-healing, by allowing this new amazing energy of love that you may have never accessed before and is only accessible through dreams and spirit, that now infuses your life. And so you set out on a new chapter with a whole new upgraded version of Leo, which would lead you to be apparently conducting yourself in a very like reborn way, almost like naive and innocent, which is good. It's good to start the year, the new Leo year, really fresh and sweet and inspired and like really hosed off, cleaned up, recalibrated, reformed, so that you can start the next year again with the full Leo passion. It's just going to be the bigger, better version of it, but you've got to start with baby steps. You're not going to, jump into center stage immediately again. You just upgrade very, very gently through the next year ahead. And in so doing, you start all over again with the best of intentions, and it's going to be just awesome, okay? Especially you're going to start to feel feel this wonderful energy of Page of Wands stepping out into your new future, inspired and ready to start the whole new year again. Awesome, Leo. Well done. You're going to be fine. Thank you for tuning in. Please read for your sun and moon and rising if this sounds like complete insanity to you. And mush this up with another reading. Like if you have different sun, moon, and rising, read all of them and then squash it together, and this might make more sense. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.